Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearth, where we like to dive into whatever topic comes to mind each and every week. Every week we have an installment on mental health because it's important, man. You got to check on your people. You got to check on your people and have your people check on you. It is important, man. It's important to me that we continue to have discussions on mental health because it's just not talked about enough. So that's what we got. What up, what up, what up, what up? I like to go ahead and take care of these pleasantries. For all those who power Lawn Dude Unearth and help us to bring this content to you each and every week. Now, if you're looking for a high quality, eco conscious apparel that reps your passion for the outdoors, you need to check out Finprint Apparel. And don't forget to use our code, man, DUDE10. Once again, DUDE 10 at checkout will save you 10%. Again, that's Finprint Apparel. They will give you a good little splash on your uniforms. If you haven't checked out our video of how different our uniforms are, go check it out right now, either on YouTube or Instagram. Also, I'd like to go ahead and shout out the fact that we're powered by Petra Tools, who is bringing you top-tier equipment to keep your lawn game strong. Whether you need sprayers, various lawn landscape products, or battery-powered solutions, Petra Tools has you covered. And they also have like mulch glue, and they got the lawn paint. They got a little bit of everything, man. Just go check out their website. Support the brands that support us, man. These are the brands that support Lawn Dude Unearth. I like to keep growing as a company, as a podcast. So I definitely have no problem shouting out those who decided to give us the opportunity. And we beyond appreciate it. This is Micah, your host for the evening, night, morning, noon, whatever time of day you listen to this doggone podcast, man. Per usual, I appreciate it, man. I beyond appreciate it. So, I am in real time. Today's the last day for the month of February. And I kept saying last year, you might have heard on my podcast last year, I kept saying, I've never worked this hard. I kept saying that. Never worked this hard. So, at the time, I hadn't worked that hard. But you know what? This year, I'm planning to work even harder than I did last year. While at the same time, I want to work smarter. I've paid attention to the services that we sell that tends to produce the best, that are the most productive. And those are the services that I really would like to work the hardest on in marketing. So, I say all this to say, this is on my mind because I sat around so many nights restless. Those who know me know I don't really get much sleep at night because I'm overthinking. And this is where I'm trying to get better as a man of God when it comes to reading my word. Because reading my word and praying over things, they fix everything each and every time. But I would sit up, just restless, trying to figure out how to come up with this, how to come up with that. But you know what? Yes, God will provide. But God also provides you with the work to go out and take care of. So, in other words, I'm not gonna be the guy that sits around and, you know, praying for God to provide and then think that God is gonna drop the money in my lap. Sometimes God will drop those opportunities to you through a job that you sell, through a service that you provide. So I say all this to say once again, did you check on your people, man? Did you check on your people? And did your peoples check on you, man? You never know what somebody going through. They never know what you going through. They ain't checking on you. That's why I say, I try to always be available to everybody. Now, does that get brought back to me 100-fold? I can't always say it does. You know what I mean? Like, while I've always been the guy who people can come and talk to, can I be 100 with y'all? Can I give you the real deal Holyfield right quick? Alright, man, here we go. So, while I've always been the one to kind of sit here and just be available to be basically a sounding board for everyone, sometimes, that's not always returned. But I feel like when you have true friends and family around you that you've been blessed to have in your life, you don't sit around expecting a return. And that's where I'm at. I don't sit around expecting a return. Everyone that's a part of my life is a blessing. And I guess today's subject is going to be quite a bit of things, man. One of the main ones being, as you get older, you should expect that your true friends, you're not going to be as, I'm not going to say as close, because you're still going to be close to them, but the times that y'all just, hitting each other up each and every day and, going out and hanging out, you can just kind of expect that to slow down. And it's different for me when it comes to all my friends, because I'll be the first to sit here and tell you, in my case, my wife and I got married at a young age. So we're high school sweethearts. I've always been in relationships since, out of high school. So it's nothing new to me as far as like balancing, work and, well, what people don't say is when you get married, and this is the way it should be, rather. It should be that you marry someone that you're in love with and that you can't go out and that you consider your best friend. Check, check, and check for me. So, when you get in a relationship with that person before you even get married to them, things change. You want to spend more time with them. And while you still have friends, you just want to spend more time with that other half. So I have friends, close friends, who are at that stage of life where they're in a relationship. And I understand that because I've been there, done that. Cool. So I also just have friends who are just too busy, because to be in our circle, you have to be a hustler, man. You have to be a grinder. You have to constantly be out here getting it, man. So some of the people in my circle, they're so busy hustling to make a living, especially this day and age, that you don't see them as much. So what I'm saying is, even when you can't check on your people and they can't really check on you like that, y'all should at least be doing something where y'all contact each other every once in a while, shoot a text, smoke signal, whatever. Make sure they good. Now, my brothers, man, from another mother. That's what I call them, man. When you hit a certain status with me, you're my brother from another mother. May not be blood related, man, but loyalty is what we have. So I have group texts with some of my friends. I have just regular texts with the others, and I will text them from time to time, and I call my brother check-in. A lot of times I'll straight up text like, brother check-in, how you doing? Haven't heard from you in a while. I'll send it just like that. And every once in a while, I'll get a text from one of them doing just the same. Sometimes it's just how it gets. You know, you get so busy with the hustling and all that. We're trying to keep busy. So I say all that to say, I am in that situation. And it's tough for some of those who aren't used to being in that situation. Some people think, oh, well, they're not my friend no more. They're not close to me no more. But that's not how it is. The older you get, the more this becomes a norm. And I'm only saying that as someone who's about to be 36 years old within the next week. Real time. My birthday is March 9th, 1989. So real time, next week I'll be celebrating my birthday where I'll turn 36 years old. It's hard to believe that I'm 36, but one thing I can say is I'm not the oldest guy out here, but I do have enough experience to sit here and tell you that we, as you get older, your friendships change. You know what I mean? Your relationships change with those around you. But you know what? This year, mine is really going to change because while everybody else is, either in the relationship or grinding, I'm in that grinding / hustler stage, man. So, those who know me know for a fact that the most important thing for me is to be at everything for my kids when it comes to their games and their practices, you name it. That gets to be tough during the growing season, during the spring rush. But you know what? That ain't even an excuse for me at this point in time. I'm going to have to figure out how to make it work. Because like I said, I need this to be the best year I've had since I've been in business. Now I'll explain 2024. I kept saying, I'm working harder than ever. Well, I'll tell you right now, on paper, when you look at my top line, it was the best year ever on paper for my company. And the difference maker being we went out and invested in a mini skid steer, which allowed us to do some higher paying jobs. So that's part of the type of services that I'm looking to really expand in 2025. But that's top line. How about that bottom line? So as you heard, I just said I had to invest into a doggone mini skid and a few other pieces of equipment. So because I had to invest and because everything around us just continues to go up, that bottom line came up too. So just being completely honest with you, being completely candid, the top line don't mean a doggone thing to me. I want to see what everything is after the top and the bottom line are put together. That's what matters to me. And you know what? If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'm not even sure that matters to me. What matters to me is being able to provide not just the necessities for my family, but to be able to do the extra stuff, man. You know how hard it is to have been in business as long as I have, and I can't even tell my family, go in the house and be like, hey, I don't have too much going on next week. Let's go on vacation somewhere. You know how hard it is not to be able to say that? I've been in business long enough to where I've earned being able to say that. But you know what? I'm not at that level. But I'll be doggone if I'm not at that level by the end of this year. I don't even want to wait till the end of this year. By the summertime, I want to be at that level. I know some people out there going, man, this dude over here tripping. Talking about by the summertime, you want to be at that level. But you know what? That's really how I'm feeling right now. That's really how I'm feeling right now. I'm about to set some goals. Not even goals, man. I have visions on how I need to be out here getting it. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be out here getting it, man. So I'm about to be in a whole different mindset that I haven't been in before, which is insane to me because I thought last year I was on a different level. Well, this year I'm on a whole nother level, man. Older I get, also the more I realize that what my kids really value the most, what I would even say what my wife values the most, what we all value the most, because the same thing as me, it's what I value the most, is time. So like when it comes to my wife and kids, me spending time with them is important. It's beyond important. So while I'm sitting here telling you I'm trying to work smarter, not just harder than I've worked ever, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to figure out the doggone best way to maximize my time each and every doggone day that I lace up these kicks to go out the door and get it. Because not only am I going to be getting it, I'm going to be working smart enough to where I'm working less to get it. Oh, geez, that's wishful thinking. How do you expect to do better by working less? I'm about to explain to y'all how. And I've been doing it the last couple years. I've gone up each year and have done less work each year solo. Because I have invested in equipment. And would I recommend that to anyone? No. I'm going to tell you why. I wouldn't recommend that to just anyone because it's hard to be in a position where you have so many things that you need to pay on. If I were to do it again, I'm not even sure if I would do it the same way I'm doing it now. I'm in one of those situations where you say I'm in too deep. To be completely real with you, I have all the equipment to go out here and get a bunch of extra services, which is where I'm at this point. Mini skid steer increased our revenue pretty nicely. Well, our top line pretty nicely. So, and that's easier work on the body. Honestly, it's more rewarding work. I prefer to do that type of service. If I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not a fan of mulching. Never have been. But you know what? Mulching sometimes is what makes the extra money. I'm just not a fan of doing mulching. I never have been. But that's what I'm out doing right now. I tried to knock out my whole mulch list within like 2 weeks. So I can focus on nothing but the maintenance stuff after that and stuff like skid steer services. Which this year, I am really stepping out on faith and I'm changing some of how I'm going to operate. So real time, it is February 28th, 2025. And you, the listener, are the first ones to hear this outside of those that are closest to me. I plan to step out on faith. this year and offer more excavation type services, land clearing type services, bush hogging, grading and leveling, and most importantly, gravel driveway service. That last one I tried to do more of last year. I'm trying to get even more of that this year. Gravel repair, bush hogging, trying to get more of that. And land clearing, I'm learning more and more that land clearing is as intimidating as it sounds all the time. Land clearing sometimes is just clearing areas in somebody's backyard that might be overtaken by woods. You know, smaller trees and stuff like that. It's not always these big trees where you need a tree company. Sometimes it's a situation where you can rent. I mean, I have a bush hog for my mini skid. I prefer to get jobs where I can use that. Some of these multi-acreage properties, you can go out here and rent a skid steer, a track skid with an attachment, and clear the land that way. I'm even looking at options where you like bring a dumpster on site and you can dump stuff in the dumpster. So I'm looking into all that right now before I start the season up, because the way I'm looking at it, and I seen this, not even really seen this, I've heard it, especially watching it, listening to the Kid Contractor podcast with, Caleb Almond on there talking about, and I think he heard this same phrase from someone, and he says all the time too now. You take pictures and advertise for the services that you would like, not the ones that you don't like. So, for example, I'm going to refrain from, posting up pictures of me doing mulch jobs, because that's not the type of services I'm really looking to get. I'm going to refrain from taking pictures of stripes on a cookie cutter lawn, because it's not the type of service I'm trying to get. I will be sending out, having more pictures on my social media of these big estate lawns with stripes on them, because that's what I'm trying to get. I will have more pictures of skid steer services, because that's the type of services I am trying to go out here and conquer. And I can't do that if I'm not advertised correctly. So I plan to change how I operate all of this. And it's not even really just planned. I will be changing how I operate all this, because I don't have a choice, man. I have to succeed. That's the way I look at it in my eyes. Failure is not an option. Maybe a learned experience, but not failure. I'll be doggone if I drug my family through everything I drugged them through the last few years while I've tried to run this business, struggle with cash flow, struggle to just keep bills paid, for me to fail. Or have a learned experience. I will succeed. I will succeed. I'm going to manifest that right now. I'm going to believe in that right now. I'm going to call that right now, that I will succeed, and I will succeed now. Success is what I would like, so success is what I'll be taking. Success is what I'll be praying for. Success is what I'll be grinding for. Success is what my hustle, drive, and determination will be towards. And some people hear success and they go, oh, well, he would like to have like $1 million in his account and blasey this, blasey that. You know what? $1 million in my account will be great. But living a life where I have money in my accounts, kids don't have anything to worry about, with school, sports, food, anything of that nature. Bills are all paid. I would say that that's success in my book. That's what I qualify as success. I don't have to be rich for that. I don't have to be a millionaire for that. Long as I can do all those, provide all that, we're good to go. Good to go. So, I'm going to get up off this soapbox right now, man. Because I can go on with this subject all day and probably speak on this for multiple days. I'm going to be real with you on this. Because I am passionate about this. I am beyond passionate. And I am so determined to do nothing but succeed at this point. I am so determined to put in all the hustle, drive, determination. I am so determined to be there for my family still. I am so determined to take my family on a doggone vacation and not have to worry about this, that, and the third. So you know what? I am hungry. I am hungry to make these changes. But that's all I got, man. That is all I got for this week. I know this is not really so much fully about mental health. And I kind of danced around a little bit there. But I always try to do on here on these podcasts what comes to mind. And this is what comes to mind for me right now because it's real. It's what's going on right now. I'm still up all hours of the night right now, just coming up with different concepts, different processes, different systems to build us for success. So I say, y'all check on your people this week, man. Check on y'all people. Make sure they good. Make sure they 100. And pray on your people. That is one thing I need to get to saying a lot more here. We need to pray for each other. Sometimes with so much going on around us, man, prayer is the main thing. It's the main healer when it comes to each and every situation. Prayer is the one thing out there I can sit here and say is the true healer of everything. God is the true healer of everything. And you pray to God, your prayers, they will eventually get answered, man. So everybody listening to this, listen to the sound of voice, anyone who's stuck around for the whole entire time that I'm on here speaking, as I know doesn't happen that often, I did sneak a podcast in that you'll hear in a bit. Hopefully with this video, we have the new, I would say the new commercial in our podcast. Talking about our great sponsors that we have. But y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Lon Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.